another cut above with Chris, and I'm going to use the exact same setup as I did yesterday. Phoenix and Beau Sanskrit, which is sandalwood, black pepper and cardamom. I get the cardamom straight away, that's the sort of prevalent scent in here. Now this smells like something that I've smelled a long time ago. It smells almost like a sweet Atvi, and I don't know what it is, but there's something in here that smells really, really nice. It could be the cardamom. I do love Indian food, I love Indian curries and things, so it's a very prevalent spice in that sort of cooking. Black pepper, I don't really get any. Sandalwood, thankfully I don't get much sandalwood from it. There's more to it than that. If you read my previous for my head shave, there's a bit on there. Kerry is actually from Phoenix and Beau's put some information on there on the soap. I just go based on what I can smell. It smells nice, smells warm, it smells relaxing. And I love how they imprint the label in there as well, it looks great. Yeah, just excellent. And it comes, I think it's 4-ounce tubs. The tubs now are all black, which is great. This one, unfortunately for me, is just a little bit squint. There's more gap down here of black than there is up here. But that's been really, really picky. I'm like that, most people aren't, it's just me. So, the brush, the Ever Ready, absolutely superb. $15 these are in America, $15 US. Just absolutely tremendous. Now, I'm just going to talk about this first before I get stuck into the shave. Phoenix and Beau unscented moisturising balm, post-shave balm. You can use this for anything. I think you can use it on your lips, you can use it on your hands. It's just a moisturising balm. It's not specifically for your face after a shave or your head after a shave. It's very, very hard. It's a very, very firm moisturising balm. As you can see, it's literally, it reminds me a lot like Carmex lip gloss, lip balm, Carmex lip balm. So it's very hard, it's almost grainy when you get it on your fingertips. Now what Kerry suggests is you scrape a little bit out your nail, let it melt into your skin on your hands, and then apply it to your face or your head or wherever else you're putting it. Now I will say, I thought it was going to be really greasy. I put far too much on the first time I used it. I thought yesterday it was going to be really greasy, but I stuck to just a small amount of it. Didn't feel like I'd really put any on my head, but once I'd get finished with the shave, packed everything away, cleaned the razors, cleaned the brush, done everything, and then had a bit of a feel. It pretty much absorbed in then, and it felt great, it really did. The shave itself wasn't great, the fat boy didn't do a good job, if I'm honest. It was quite, a few patches here and there that just weren't as close as normal, but the balm was excellent. Post-shave feel wise was really, really good. There is a slight scent on it, which I actually quite like, but yeah, let's just see how it goes today. All I'm using is the soap and the balm today for my face shave, nothing else. It is getting pretty cold over here, so needing it. Got 2 days growth, so as you can see there's plenty on there to trim off. And let's get stuck in. So the Evershave brush, 24mm synthetic. It's really soft, there's no scritch or scratch for this. There's a good bit of scrub, but that's about it. I'm not sure where the knots come from. Where Milton over at Evershave actually gets his, I think I've got it right this time, Evershave, and definitely Evershave. So I'm just loading straight from the dry soap, and then I'll face Lana. Oh, scent's coming out already. Scent strength's like a 4 out of the tub, but once you get it loaded up, a bit of water on it, it definitely boosts it up beyond the 5, around about 6, 6.5, easily. It smells beautiful. Right. I think that'll do me. Don't need any more than that. Beautiful. Let's wet the face. Paint it on. Oh yeah, it's almost got a cinnamon sort of scent. I'm just going to talk about today about samples. Most of you won't have noticed, but I had a message on a shave that I did a while back using Liam Crew's shaving soap from Stash Soapworks, which was sent to me from Tony, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was Tony that sent it. Now Tony's used it from the full tub, says it's great, it smells great. Now I didn't have that experience with it, so I say that as it was. And Liam's mum, or Cap 7957 or 7597, his wife, sent me a message on there saying, look, this is there any chance you could maybe get hold of the full tub? Because your review doesn't really reflect the soap, and it could be impacting the sales of it, which go towards our son and autism and things like that. So what I've actually done is I've withdrawn both the videos, and I've come to the conclusion now that I will no longer use any samples. And based because I've used a lot of full-size soaps like Soap Commander, Stash Soapworks, and then I've used the samples. Barrister Man's another one. And then I've used the samples, and they don't give me the experience of the full-size soap. They don't lather as good, they don't smell as good. So not only was it an unfair representation of the soap, more than likely, but because this one was a charity one, sort of made me open my eyes a little bit. It's not just about the charity soap, it's also about just general artisan soaps. If I make it sound shit because the sample I get is shit, or it's not got all the ingredients in the sample that you require in order to make it into a great lather, then it sort of defeats the purpose of using it. It put people off and put me off. I know Stash Soapworks are good soaps, I've used them before. I knew Barrister Man were good before I used Arctic, even though the Arctic sample was pretty good. It's not as good as using a full-size tub, it's just not the same experience. So I've decided that I won't be using any more samples, not just because of that fact, but just because I don't want to really damage or say bad things about a soap. They might actually be spot on and I've got a dodgy sample. Soap Commander was probably the biggest one for me. Soap Commander soap is absolutely brilliant. I had the big tub of Vision. I don't have it anymore because it's not I'm sort of getting more niche in what I enjoy. I'm starting to fill my den full of things that I really, really enjoy, scent-wise and performance-wise. So I don't see the point in keeping hold of stuff that I'm never really going to use that often. Give it to someone else, let them use it. But Soap Commander soaps are brilliant. I had the Vision one, it was great, lathered great, smelled great. And then I've tried about 6 or 7 samples and I haven't really enjoyed any of them. Scent-wise, performance-wise, they're still pretty good, but still not as good. So yeah. Gem Micromatic, twist it open. Same razor blade in there. This is the same blade I'm testing, trying to see how many I can get out of it. It's done 5 shaves so far. So this will be shave number 6. Let's pop it in. I haven't used this razor yet with more than 1 day's growth, I don't think. And here we go. As you can see, this one's a clog proof, so you can just keep going. You don't even really need to rinse this razor off, it's great. Now the Liam Cruz soap is a soap that I have actually been looking at and probably will get eventually. I was looking at it long before all this went on. It definitely opened up my eyes to how damaging samples can be. I know lots of people out there, oh, I want to try samples, I don't want to buy a big size pack and then not like it. That's sort of a risk you take in my opinion. You know, unless you can actually physically go in there and smell it. I mean, the other option would be for artisans, rather than doing sample packs of soap, just do similar to what Arena Marchu does with a little stick with a scent on it. Just make loads of them little, I don't know what the cost is of it, okay, so it's just a thought process in my crazy mind. But if you do it that way, you can send a little stick with a scent on it and maybe charge just the cost of the stick, the scent and the postage if it's maybe a couple of bucks or whatever. At least that way people can smell it, because that's generally all people are interested in. They already know your soaps are generally going to be pretty good if they've used you before, or if everyone else is raving about you, they just want to know what the scent's like. Then that to me seems a more viable option. Whether it can be done or not, I don't know. And yeah, I've got to say, I've never actually had a sample. I don't think in the whole time I've been shaving, I've actually enjoyed. I've had samples that smelled alright. The problem is I find with samples, it's generally when people send you them, they send you 4, 5, 6 samples, however many, if they do send you them. And I find when I open them up, they all generally sort of smell the same. Well, the residual slickness feels great. It's definitely a good build up of it now. Generally with these sort of soaps, I don't normally show you guys on the camera now because they all sort of perform pretty much identical. I'm just going to dip my tips and see what we get. Here we go, across the grain in the direction. The blade still feels very smooth, it doesn't feel like it's tugging. It's definitely still super smooth. Shave number 5 on this blade. Alright, let's just rinse this soap out. Doing not too bad for time. Right, so let's pop some of this on. So it's the Phoenix and Beau Unscented Nourish, Moisturise and Protect. The ingredients are unrefined shea butter, virgin hemp oil, argan oil, jojoba oil, beeswax and black sesame oil, and that's it. It does have a scent. Now that I read sesame oil, it actually smells a bit sesame, but it's very, very light, very faint. So what I'm going to do, bloody hair stuck in my hand, I'm just going to use the back of my nail. Just scrape a tiny little bit out, so there's not a lot on there. Set it in my hand, let it warm up a little bit. So all I've done is I've just popped that on there like that. I'll let that warm up, and while that's warming up, I'll wash the brush out. So yeah, Phoenix and Beau, definitely one of my top artisans. I absolutely love the scents. Love the performance of the soaps, they lather easily, they load easily. And as you can see, you get a great shave from it. I've got no, well I do anyway, there's no nicks, cuts, bumps, nothing at all there. No blood, unfortunately for you guys. Right, so there we go. The soap was Sanskrit by Phoenix and Beau. Sandalwood, black pepper and cardamom. The main scent I get in here is cardamom. It's a very, very nice scent for me, I love that, and it's almost like my nose is searching for it when I put it to my nose, and I do get it straight away. The brush was the Evershave clear acrylic handle, 24mm synthetic. I'm not sure what this knot is sort of based on, or whether it's its own thing, but it's very soft, it's got heaps of scrub, there's no scratch with it. It looks excellent, I think it looks great. There's another guy on Facebook's just picked one up as well, and smells great now as well. But no, excellent little brush, 15 American dollars for that. I won it in a giveaway, but that's all you're paying for if you want a really good quality synthetic brush for next to nothing. The razor, Gem Micromatic, 6th use on the blade. As you can see, there's 5 dots on that, so that'll be 6 dots next time I use it. I'm just stretching this blade out, let's see how far we can take it. Great little razors, a lot of weight in them. It's not as heavy as the bullet point, I don't think, but it's pretty much an identical shave in my opinion. This one's a clog proof, that one isn't, but they both shave the same as far as I can feel. The only difference really being that the silver point, or the bullet point, looks far better aesthetically than this one does. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, that's started sort of melting a little bit. I'm just going to rub it into my hands, just on the palms. So there's no aftershave. As you can see, I've got water all over my hands, but it's like you've got wax all over it. It just doesn't come off with hot water or anything. That's why I was a little bit worried about it yesterday. But it definitely does absorb, it does dry in, and it really does leave an excellent post-shave feel. It's great for those out there that struggle with scented products, or they want something that's really good for sensitive skin. The ingredients list is as good as any you'll ever find for a balm. It really is. And let's say, I mean, that's not dried in yet, but I can feel that it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Excellent shave, no cuts, no nicks, no bumps, no weepers, no creepers, no nothing. Really enjoyed that. I really did. Even the redness in my neck's not quite as bad as it normally is. So I shall leave you guys to it. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.